and happy Tuesday. My name is Wendy Lee, and you can find me at CreativeLeeYours.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US and thrilled that you're joining me for our paper crafting fun. Yay! If you're live with me when this video premieres, it is Tuesday, October 14th of 2025. Where does the time fly? So much going on in October, right? The first thing I wanted to mention is this weekend, I'm so excited, starts the Stress-Free Card Making Summit. I've been invited back to be one of the guest presenters, and it's such a fun event. And this time I'm doing a Q&A as well. So definitely join me. Help me feel comfortable, right? I've never done the Q&A before, and I'm a little nervous about it, if we want to be honest, right? So registration is going on now. You can grab your free ticket. There is a paid option upgrade, and well worth it if you choose to do that. Not required, right? You get 24 hours access to each day's content for free. If you want lifetime access and all the extra goodies, yeah, and there's a lot of them. I did a full class doing alternatives or stepped up ways to do faux silk, right? So beyond the basics is what it's called. So you can find that in my tutorial store as well if you'd prefer to purchase it, but you can get it for free as part of the summit when you upgrade. So we've got that going on. That starts Friday the 17th, 18th, and 19th. So I hope that you'll join me there, right? Also, I'm opening up a few more spots in my Cultivated Creativity October kit. So you can see that right there we go, right behind me. We're doing fantastic Christmas cards, and the response has been amazing. And I've been able to secure a little bit more so that I can open up some spots to the wait list. So if you're not already on the wait list, I'm getting ready to open those up. So definitely get on the wait list because they're going to get dibs first before I open it up to everybody else. So, and there's not much time left to take advantage of that because registration will be closed for good by the 20th, right? Which is just a few days away, really. We also have a fantastic join special. So if you're looking for a community of like-minded crafters, I really would love to invite you to join us. I love my Diamonds team. They just make my day sparkle, right? Great group of people. You learn a lot. You can do as much or as little really with it as you want to. There's no pressure. We're pretty stress-free there. But the special is amazing. So you have two options of a starter kit. So our traditional starter kit is $125 in product of your choice and typically is $99. Right now you can get that for just $35. It's a steal of a deal. Now, you can also choose to spend $99 and get $189 in product in your kit. Amazing, amazing choices. We do have an opportunity night if you'd like to hear more about it happening this Wednesday, which is tomorrow. If you're interested, shoot me a note and I can give you the invite link. All right. Then next thing I wanted to make sure I told you is our last chance list has been updated. So we have sadly, some of our favorite products are retiring and some of them are marked down at deep discounts. We like that part the best, right? So definitely go out and check that out and make sure you've got all those fun things. Of course, the best way to stay up to date is to join my email list. As you guys probably already know, I gift a free tutorial bundle every single month that is exclusive to my email list. But right now, I'm also in my 12 weeks of holidays. So every Thursday, you are going to get an additional tutorial for a project duo, so a card and a not a card project. So that's going to happen for 12 weeks of holidays. It will go through Christmas. So you definitely get on my email list if you're not already on it. So expand this video description. It's right below to get what you need. If you've got questions on anything, let me know. All right, should we switch the camera over for today's crafty fun? Let's go. All right, so for today's project, we are featuring the Ornamental Christmas Stamp and Die Bundle. This is one you're going to find in our online exclusive. It's not going to be in any of our printed catalogs. So I love this one. I just did an online workshop this past week using these products. And if you missed it, definitely go out to YouTube and watch the replay. They turned out great. And I'll show you a sneak peek of those in just a moment. So for the projects that I designed, these are actually part of my Team Make 'em Takes. So every single month, for my diamonds team, we do a full class, right? So they have the opportunity to participate in a full class if they choose to, right? They don't have to, but there is the option. So for this month, this was our featured bundle. And what I did was I took the sketches that are in our holiday mini catalog. So let me grab that. So this catalog right here, I love that Stampin' Up! Is putting sketches in the catalogs. So I've taken some of those and I've used them in as a guidance, right? A little bit in creative freedom here. So this one was actually a tag. So I changed it to make it a card. And I have my elements. This one has 3. I did 2 with my 2 ornaments because they were larger, right? And it had a sentiment or something here. I did my sentiment right on it. So I definitely took some creative liberties with this particular sketch. But hopefully you can see how I got there, right? And I did that with the others as well. So this is just one of the 4 projects we did for our team Make and Takes. And the 3 that I did for the workshop are the other 3 as well. So let's go ahead and get started on this one. So I am starting off with a thick basic weight card base. This is 5.5 by 4.25. Now the complete supply list and cut dimensions are on my website now, so you can go to CreativeLeeYours.com and find those. I've got 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 1 1/4 by 4 inches, and this is my favorite print in this paper pack. I love this paper pack. I love the black, white, and gold. It's a little bit different for Christmas. You could add other colors if you wanted to the designer paper or into your layers, so that you could see a little bit more of some traditional Christmas or even some other fun. Like I think hot pink and a lime green would be awesome. So I'm just centering this on the 3 sides here. I'm using what I like to call cheater strips, which are smaller strips. Like you can use your leftover strips. So I don't have to use a whole card front layer for this because I'm going to be covering up the whole center of it. So why waste all that fabulous goodness, right? Doesn't that have a fun like 50s retro feel to it? It does to me. Anyway, so all right, let's grab our basic weight card base. So our card base is 3.5 by 8.5, and I'm just going to fold it in half. And I just did this in basic white since I had a nice thick where's my bone folder here? Had a nice thick card base on the bottom. I didn't feel like I needed that thickness on the top. Plus, I'm going to add a layer on top of it. So it'll all be good. Now, on the inside, all I did was stamp Merry Christmas because you're going to see this great design on either side. So let's go ahead and do that, because if I mess it up, it gives me the opportunity to flip it and stamp again as need be. So always, if we can stamp first, we want to, right? So let's ink up the Merry Christmas. I love the scripty font on this. I love that it's a giant image, right? So fun. And if it's crooked, you don't really know, right? It's so forgiving. My fave, right? All right, so I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. So let's go ahead and adhere this down to our card base. So this is going to be the part that functions. Now you could easily turn this into a gift card holder by making this a little bit longer and folding this bottom layer up if you'd like to, right? So fun. So I'm going to center this best of my ability, left to right, top to bottom. So it is going to go all the way to the top of the card and the bottom of the card back, right? So nice. So there we go. Cute. It's already taking wonderful shape. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my basic black layer. So my black layer is 3.25 by 4. And let me grab that. So we've got this here. And then I've done some die cutting already. So I die cut one of the gold stars. This is one of my favorite elements. And then I also die cut this ornament here. There's 2 different ornament shapes in this die set. And this one is my favorite, right? Granted, you could use any of these for ornaments, the trees and stuff as well. But I look at this and I immediately go, the star and the circle and this other fun bauble shape are all ornaments in my mind, right? So I really like this fun shape, especially with this particular print in the paper pack. So that's what I've chosen. So I've got this little bauble here. Now you can see I've added some little circles top and bottom. Those came from this, right? So that gave me a big and 2 mediums and 2 smalls. I am going to use, let's see, I'm going to use a medium, and a small, and I'm not going to use the big one. And then I also die cut a white little star. So this will cut 2 at a time, which is nice, right? And I'll use that for the center of this. So we'll go ahead and build these how we want this on this card base here. So I am going to put one of them flat, which is the star, and I'm going to pop up this white one here. So let's stamp first, because if we mess it up, that's a whole nother thing of things we got to deal with, right? So let's see. We could flip it over, but I don't love flipping over die cuts because, you know, they have so much character typically on the edges. So we'll see how this works out. Now I have mine always looks crooked in this particular sentiment on the front, and it looks like it's crooked on the block, but when I stamp it, it's straight. So I don't know what I'm doing on this one, but we got it. That's what's important, right? All good. All right, so when I do this, I want to make sure that my twine, so this suite, this modern Christmas suite comes with 2 different twines, a black and gold and a white and gold. I'm going to use the white and gold on this because I think it's really kind of nice. So we're going to grab a couple of inches. Let's grab 2 inches for the short one. Probably don't even need that much, but that's what I'm going to grab. And then we'll grab about 3 inches for the lower one. Okay. See if I can do this without making too big of a crazy mess. So I'm going to bring in my boogers, aka glue dots, right? Mini glue dots. And I am going to put a couple of them on the back of this ornament here. I'm going to do a couple just because I think it will be more secure, right? So I'm going to put a couple right there. So I've got them right up at the top, and I'm going to take my twine and I'm going to push it down into those glue dots. My goal is for that not to come loose. Actually, let's go a little lower because I can also grab it with a dimensional, the end of it with a dimensional. Nice. All right, so that's holding that on. Let's go ahead and put some dimensionals on this. I'm not going to take the backing paper off. I'm saying that out loud more for myself than you because, right, I'll forget. And I know I'm going to have this edge hanging off, so I'm going to put my dimensional over here. But I really don't want one close to that edge, but I can come out a little bit, right? And put 4 on there if I want to. All right, so this one's kind of secure here. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the star. We're going to put 2 glue dots up at the back, top. So I can grab that twine there again to make it as secure as possible. Now, I said I'm going to put this gold one flat. There will be a little bit of a hump up, right, where this twine is up at the top, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so here again, this is going to hang off the edge. So I'm going to do this one first, okay? So I want to make sure I don't get my glue too far over on these sides. So let's go ahead and get glue right in the center. And of course, you can let this dry a little bit if you want to, so you don't get the glue ooze. That's entirely up to you. I'm not going to worry about it on this one, I think. And I do want to kind of go up a little bit on that spot where I'm going to have that adhere down with that twine. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this one on our black layer first. And again, it's okay if I have it hanging off the edge over here. I think that's actually kind of pretty. All right, go down and we'll get that place. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of a push. Get that tacked down in place. Nice. And then let's go ahead and take the dimensionals off of our other one. So fun, I think. And I am going to put this, let's go about there. That makes me happy. See, you don't have to be perfect with it. All right, so now I'm going to wrap this to the back. So I can either use my Stampin' Seal, I can use glue dots again. I'm a seal gal. I'm going to go ahead and just use seal. And I'm going to pull that and just wrap that right down to the back. And hopefully that's nice and straight, right? Cute. Cute, cute, cute. I love it. So now we can go ahead and put this down on our card front, and I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals as well. So let's go ahead and get that. Now you can use the black dimensionals if you prefer. And if you're worried about this twine coming off of your adhesive, you could always add some tape. Now, I don't have any household tape. I've got some painter's tape. And I know that that's not a permanent tape, but I could, if I was worried, put a little tape across my ends, right? You could use a little piece of tear-in tape. Don't take the adhesive off, the backing paper off the adhesive to secure stuff down. Whatever you have handy, right? You don't have to worry about having something specific is what I'm trying to say, right? All right, so let's get this on our card front. I'm very excited. Very excited about this one. Okay, let's get this down, and I'm centering left to right, top to bottom. So it should align to my designer paper. So that is looking good. Let's go ahead and get our little elements down here. So I've got this lovely little star, and I'm going to bring in some mini dimensionals. I probably don't have those on this playlist. I probably only have the regular dimensionals listed because that's kind of what I typically do. And I'm not finding my mini ones in white. I am only finding them in black. Well, we're going to use a black one because that's what I'm finding. I think it'll still be okay. What do we think? Use what's in your stash, right? Now, if you are loving this product suite, I am actually presenting at the Stress Free Card Making Summit this weekend. It is a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm very excited about it. And it is an event. It's an online event. There's a streaming platform. So once you register, there's a free ticket to register. Once you register, then you will have 24-hour access to each of the presentations, one of them being mine, for each day. So, right? So there's 3 days. So 24 hours for each day, not the same 24 hours, right? So it opens up at 8 a.m. Eastern time each day. And so you'll have it access until 8 a.m. the next day. So I'm just putting that bottom one down with a little glue dot, okay? And then I think I'm going to use a glue dot on this one as well to put that right over that twine. We'll see how that works. So yeah, it's a great event. If you haven't participated before, I highly recommend giving it a try. And it is all about using your crafty stash. Of course, I'm using this product suite, but once you see what I'm doing, you'll be able to use what you've got on hand as well if you don't have this product suite. All right, let's add a little bit of bling-a-bling. I'm going to put my glue down first, and then we'll pull out some stars. I'm going to put a dot here and a couple right there. That way it gives it a little bit of time to dry while I'm just chatting and pulling out my stars here. So there is also a paid ticket option upgrade. It is very worth the paid ticket option if that is something that you have interest in. It gives you lifetime access and lots of bonus content. I actually donated a faux silk Beyond the Basics set of cards that are fall, and they are gorgeous. They turned out wonderful. So it's doing faux silk techniques. So it's a good class, right? You can also just purchase that in my online store for $20 if you'd prefer versus doing the summit. But that's up to you, right? Like, you do what works for you. All right, so I am just taking some of these loose stars. Now, my favorite is not a loose embellishment. I prefer an adhesive-backed embellishment. But what I can say about these is that they go a long way and you get a ton of them. So they are super, super economical, and they're great for shaker cards. Now, all these ones that have just the outline star, I can't glue those onto a card very easily. So I'm avoiding those, but those would be fabulous for my shaker elements. So I assume at some point I'm going to use all my solid stars and only have outline stars that I can use. So what do you guys think? Do you love this? It's fast and fabulous, I think. Okay, so that was the first one with my loose interpretation of the sketch. And then these are the 3 that I made for the online workshop. So this sketch I turned into this one. So a little bit of a creative liberty here as well, because I've got 3. This has little pieces, but I did mine as full strips. I've got this on this side versus the other side, although I did make a version with it on the other side as well, because I didn't have enough paper here. So in the workshop, we improvised and adjusted because I forgot to grab my scrap. Then we have this sketch, and I did this one. Cute. And you can cut these apart however you want to do. You can have as much space or as little space as you want. You can make these even, like you could just cut them into 4 and it make it look more like a present if you wanted to. So all kinds of good stuff. And then this one here. So this one I stepped up a little bit more, added some more layers, some texture, a little extra strips. But hopefully you can see how I used those sketches as inspiration to give me a starting point for my design. So thank you all for joining me today. If you are enjoying the content that I am providing, please give my channel a thumbs up. It does help me. Subscribe. Yeah, I'd love for you to subscribe. Hang out with me. And I hope to see you again next Tuesday. Don't forget to invite your crafty friends to join us. All right. Bye for now.